Hi guys, today Gracie here, and today I'm bringing you the Wynbrook Manor, which is a 5-bedroom, 5.5-bathroom mansion built on the same plot that Vlad's house is, and cool little, what I think might be cool is that though Vlad is this old, decrepit vampire, he has modern amenities, but I think it gets even cooler from there because there's a sauna, an indoor pool, there's even a gym in the basement, and yeah, it's sort of symmetrical, though I do like to try to keep my modern homes less symmetrical than normal, quote-unquote, normal houses, because that's just the style of a Gothic Victorian home. They're not necessarily all symmetrical. I'm gonna try to move my mic closer to me, hang on. They're not necessarily all symmetrical, and so I tried to make it less symmetrical than what it normally would have been, but it just kind of, I don't know. I don't necessarily like symmetry, but that's just kind of how it happens sometimes. And basically when all I'm trying to figure out right here stops, and I stop trying to figure it out, because it just wasn't going to work the way I was thinking. So as you see, it was all put back to the way that was. And we do raise it up on a foundation pretty high. My favorite part of this is probably that pond, or that fountain there. It gets bigger and it gets more symmetrical, which it's funny that I said I don't like symmetry, yet I make it more symmetrical. So the reason I built this house was for my soon-to-be, like, after I post the speed build, I'm going to post the first episode. This isn't going to be like the Greensburg Girls, how that's not even done yet. I haven't even finished building houses and gathering storylines. It's taking a lot longer than I thought it would, but that's still coming. So I wanted to put another Sims 4 LP up there. So right now I think I've got the Orphanage Challenge, I've got is that the only one that I have for The Sims 4? I know whoops, I'm trying to get to my channel so I can look and see what the, where am I? I'm getting there, guys, I promise. Here I am. So I have The Sims, yeah, I have 2 Sims 3 challenges, or LPs, and so the Orphanage Challenge is the only Sims 4 one that I have, other than the Greensburg Girls, and right now that's still in the processing stage, because I have created Sims that I still have to do. I have to try to gather stories, create families, houses, you name it, I have to make it. So right now I've got the Orphanage Challenge, and I do have another episode of the Orphanage Challenge that needs to go up, but the thing is, I live with my parents right now, because I'm rather young, but I'm moving in with my boyfriend. He's the guy that did the WikiHow game with me, which I don't think many people actually liked. Let me see. Yeah, I've got 1 like and 1 dislike and 5 views. I don't care, but I'm not sure if even if that's the only demographic I have of that video. I don't know if I'm gonna do another one with him because I'm very opinionated and I find a way to add my opinions and everything, so I don't think people like my opinions right now because it's a very unpopular opinion. Anyway, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna do another WikiHow game with him, but we do have a Sims 4 Let's Play that we were thinking about doing. I don't know if that's something that we're gonna do for fun on our own, because he's never played any of the Sims franchise, so I thought that would be kind of fun to have a noob play. Basically a noob. He tried to make himself, and he looks alright. I mean, my Sim doesn't look like me, really. I can't find the actual hair that I have. So, it is what it is. Right now, we're trying to make a hallway. Everything that is happening right now pretty much goes away. No, I take that back. There is that hole does stay there. There's 3 floors, there's a basement, and there's a secret in the basement, so just watch out for that, because it's gonna come into play in the Let's Play a lot, I think. Because, I'll just explain what the Let's Play is while we're watching me build. So the Let's Play is basically a coven challenge. So, but I don't have, MC Command Center. Oops. I don't have MC Command Center in my game, so it's a little difficult to do an MC Command Center, like, you know how in The Sims 3 you've got the NROS mods, and I have those in my game, so I could do this the way I would like to in Sims 3, but I like the way the Sims 4 vampires are more than the way I like the Sims 3 vampires, because there's just more to them, and I'm so happy they did that. Like, I mean, sure, vampires are fun to play with on The Sims 3, but they don't have life like the way that these ones do. So, we're putting on part of the roof here. I'm trying to, I went through a lot of, like, design ideas. I tried to keep it as Victorian as possible, and I feel like I do a fairly decent job, but it's, Sims 4 in building Victorian houses is difficult because there's not a lot of Victorian style furniture and walls and columns and stuff like that until now. Thank goodness for the Sims 4 vampires. I love building Victorian houses, and now I finally can with more realism without having to go find a bunch of custom content. I actually don't use any custom content in my game right now because there's just so many updates that it's a pain in the butt to have to go disable all your mods, go update all your mods, and stuff like that. And I have a laptop. I don't have a gaming computer right now. I'm actually saving for one. But because I have a laptop and not a gaming PC, custom content can really bog down my game and make it cluttered and just not really run well. I had a lot of custom content for a while, but that was before I made videos, and that was before I had to have, like, screen recorders going, so all the custom content would cut down on the frames per second, and though I don't have the best FPS right now, it's not too bad. The quality isn't bad. This is the best I can do for the moment. Basically, the best thing I own right now is my microphone. It's a blue Snowball microphone. It's black. And, yeah, it's blue microphone. The Snowball. I got it back in the beginning of December. Whenever I basically got it 2 days before I started my YouTube channel, because that was finally when I decided I wanted to have this creative outlet. I'm happy I did it. And I'm sorry I haven't been posting many videos because it's just been a little crazy. I have to finalize details of moving. I finalized my details with work, because I do work. So I put in my 2 weeks, and it's really happening. I'm excited and nervous all at the same time, and yeah. So some of the roof changes a little bit because of how far down the eaves go. Yeah, it widens. Yeah. I like it much better that way. It looks so much better in my opinion. Because we don't have the octangle roofs. Oh god. I just went to the doctor, so I'm kind of like, yeah, here, but not really. I really hate that you can only go up to 4 levels in The Sims 4 above ground and 4 below. I mean, 4 below, that's fine, whatever, but the 4 above kind of makes me mad because I wanted to have like a bell tower, I guess, and I couldn't do that just with the way that the game functions, so it made me mad-ish. Oh, my arm is still numb. All of that stuff that happens on the roof goes away completely. I don't like any of it. Yeah, it all goes away. I'm so happy I got rid of it. There will be 2 parts to this because it took me over 8 hours to build. And at some point, I think I lose a lot of footage because it said that it was paused. I don't remember when I accidentally paused it, so right now, this is at 8 times speed. If it wasn't at 8 times speed, it would have been 4 hours and 5 minutes. And that's with the lost footage. That's without the lost footage, obviously. And, I just... Oh. Yeah, I think I lost some footage there. Now, this sort of changes. I end up putting the dance floor in and then putting all of the fence pieces over top of it. I tried to do a little design. I just didn't like the way it looked. And it wouldn't... I don't know. It was neat and it was a good idea, I think, but I just couldn't execute it properly in this house. I feel like it made it look too modern to have just a couple pieces cut out of that. So that changes. And I put in the dance floor instead. Yep. And then I crisscross it with all of the trestles. Is that what you would call that? I would call that a trestle. See, that looks so much better in my opinion. But then again, that's my opinion, and I built the house, obviously. I think I like whatever I did. Something you may notice about my building style is I'm sort of all over the place. I'm not really ever in a definite spot, but once I figure out the furniture colors that I want to use, that's when I go in and change the wallpapers. So, like, all of the wallpapers, I think that's what I lose, actually. I think I lose doing all of the outside wallpaper, and most of the inside. I don't know. But I'm very much... I'm very much all over the place when it comes to my building. I the gate moves because I like it to be center, and it wasn't center, so it kind of bugged me. The stairs move, like that changes to that. And those stairs, I add 2 stairs and I close off that entryway. And you'll see that in a minute. I lower those to 2, and then I copy, and yep. So that's sort of like the little graveyard. That's where all of the victims that we may kill in the Let's Play will go. So this is where I think I start doing windows, and those windows change because it was brown instead of black, and I just didn't like it because there was no black option for that. I kind of feel like I felt that black was more dark and decrepit, and it just wasn't what I wanted. We had those windows all around that turret. Yep, there we go. There's also a bunch of ivy towards the end. None of this episode, or this part. Part 2 will have the rest of the furnishing and a lot of the windows. That room right there that we just did, that was a study. And some of the floor plan does change a little bit. But that's just because I wanted to fit something there that otherwise... I don't know why I didn't put the door that actually went with that at first, because it's got that weird tint to it, and I forgot that there was a door that came with that, so I go back in and I do change that. This is the pool. I actually have to reduce the size of the basement by a lot. And then I can do it. And it actually gets reduced a little bit more because I add in a sauna. And it just... I don't know how to explain it. Oh gosh, why am I so tired? Sorry. I have to go to work soon. Not feeling it. Well, now this is the fun and difficult part, is trying to figure out the floor plan. And I feel like I do a good job. That floor plan actually changes a little bit more. This right here, what we're doing, is what I technically call the master bedroom. In the Let's Play, this house is tweaked just a little bit to fit the family better. That family that lives here. And the head of the household actually doesn't use his master bedroom because he's stuck to his coffin. He's got sleep of the undead as one of his weaknesses. And nope, I didn't pick that. This bathroom changes pretty dramatically. This room right here in the real house, like in this house that we're building, it's a room for children. Two female Sims. Of course, you can change it. It's very purple, very childlike, and there's even a reading nook in it. Yeah. Oh. That noise you're hearing in the background is turtles. I have 2 of them. One's name is Rosie, and one is Nancy Drew. My sister named the little one Nancy Drew. I don't remember why. We used to have 3. That's when the room changes, and we had 2 of those little princess beds in there. Yeah. And it changes a little bit more from here. I flipped that one bed around to face the other wall. If you want, I'm gonna post 2 versions of the Wynbrook Manor onto the gallery. Right now, this one is the only one that is on there, but I will post the one that I use in my Let's Play once it gets started. And that'll be up there as Wynbrook version 2. Or I'll say Wynbrook Manor LP version. That probably makes more sense. The kitchen and the dining room are both on the gallery. The kitchen is pretty in red, and then the dining room is Dining of the Undead. And those are both on the gallery page. I'm going to post where the coffins are. I'm going to post that onto the gallery. So if you only want bits and pieces of this house, you can have bits and pieces of this house. Because it is very dark, and it is very, very vampire-like. Very Victorian, very old looking on the outside, and worn down on the outside, though you can't see it yet, but you will. That painting doesn't stay. I got this idea from Deligracy, I think? No. It was Kaleido. I got this idea from Kaleido. She did this when she was building her mansion for her Vampires of Nightshade series, and I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. At first I didn't really care for her, I'm gonna be honest, but I started watching more of her stuff, and I kind of I fell in love, I guess is the way I could put that. But her Sims, they're amazing, they're pretty, they're unique. I like that Persephone in her series, I don't know if anybody else really notices that, but she's got buck teeth. I think it's super cute, and maybe I'll have to start doing that for some of my Sims. Just the little things, in my opinion, are what really set Sims over the edge and make them unique. That painting moves, and those windows change, so we tweaked this around a little bit. Since I only have a couple minutes left, let me explain the Let's Play. So it's gonna be called The Sims 4 Coven, Vampire Coven, and I'm taking the Sims 3 rules, which I'll try to find that and read. Sims 3 Vampire Challenge, the Lamia Coven. Yes, here we go. I'm gonna have 4 households in this because I don't have the, as I said, I don't have the MC Command Center mod, so I can't have more than 8 Sims in a household. So Anonymous Mrs. rules are: you need to create a young adult Sim, any trait, any appearance. This is to be your founder and, by extension, the first elder. She says to move into a 64 by 64 lot, but I want to stay in Forgotten Hollow, so right now we're tweaking it, obviously, because it's made for The Sims 3. The rules are: the plasma fruit is dead. All adult vampires must feed from humans, or they must raid, we can't raid hospitals, or they must create plasma packs from fish or frogs. The adults must get blood for the children to feed on, which, I don't know. Do children vampires and toddler vampires in The Sims 4, do they drink plasma packs, or do they eat human food? I think they might eat human food, I don't know. I'll have to look into that. That's a good question. Contact with mortals is to be strictly limited. Humans may only be interacted with for feeding or transforming into vampires. Sexual relations between mortal and vampire are strictly forbidden. Classical seduction is allowed, but the vampire must not have woohoo with the human. This risks a dirtying of the species. If a half vampire, half human child is born, both parents must be murdered and the child disposed of, so taken by social services. Each generation, the oldest pure vampire child will be the heir or heiress. If the heir becomes romantically involved with a human or by reaching romantic interest, then the next born will be the heir. Vampires are vain creatures, though in The Sims 4, they don't actually die, so I'm not sure how that's gonna work out. Vampires are vain creatures who fear old age. A few days before elderhood, a vampire must relinquish their body to thirst to retain their honorable name after death. Now, Sims for vampires, they don't die from thirst. So if their vampire energy gets too low, I don't know. I'll figure that out. I'm not sure how that's gonna work yet. Each pureblood child is a precious gift and must be taught all of the basic skills. So basically, I want them to reach level 5 movement, level 5 communication, and level 3 I think is the cap for the potty chair, and then level 3 potty. All of the other skills are just bonuses that the sim can have in The Sims 4. A portrait or photograph of each coven member if you're feeling particularly ambitious. A book written for each must be in a library. So I think I'm just gonna take pictures of all of the coven members, all of the heirs, and all of like the elders and stuff like that. Coven rankings. We're almost done, by the way. Coven rankings are elders, the oldest living generation, heir and heiress, the second in command directly related to the founders, elites, despairs and their spouses, and then fledglings, which are newly transformed unrelated Sims. So, how I'm gonna go about this is there's 5 empty lots in Forgotten Hollow. So, the elders will have their own, the main family, so the founder and all of their family, and their slaves will live in the Stroud Manor, which is Wynbrook Manor in this case. They will all live on that plot. And then the elites will have their own plot, and the fledglings will have their own plot. I think that covers all 5. So, those are my plans. And, yeah, we're almost done. With this part, at least. So, this is the child's room. It is very purple themed. And this room right now, I actually changed that bed to pink. So, it becomes a girl's room. And it stays that way in the actual Let's Play. This is where I try to keep it blue, but I ultimately change it to the pink. It is made for a teen girl, and there's a storyline behind the family that lives here. Vlad still lives here, but he has a son who I downloaded from the gallery, and if you watch the first episode, you will see him. And then they have he has a sister, or so Vlad has the son and a daughter. The daughter is a teenager, and so that is a snippet of the story. I don't really know what happened to their mom yet. I'll probably figure that out later, but see, look, it's very purple. The bathroom changes to be a purple-ish theme, so like a yellow and a purple. And we're just about done with this. The floor changes many, many times. It changes to stone, I think. I keep it that way, I think, for now. So. Wait, no. Do I actually change it? Okay. Well, that's about it, I think. We're just adding wallpapers everywhere. They don't all stay that way. There. That's how that goes. There's the sauna. I missed me putting it in. Oh my goodness. Well, as I said before, that's about it. See you guys later.